They won the title. He just came out, he dominated. He is a great overseas player and there's lots of expectations. So that for me was, the premium way to start the evening, and followed up again by some fantastic fielding efforts. Really good, I thought, tonight from Josh Hazlewood. He ended up with 2 for 29, but it could have easily been 3 as well. So, some very solid performances from the overseas pros.
86 off 59 for Factors, with he doing wonderfully at the top with Ruturaj quite as well. Look at the fans, they have waited for this, because this time last year, Sonny, they missed the playoffs for the very first time. 12 months later, they're champions.
Well, that's a fairy tale, isn't it? But you see, because they have somebody who believes, MS Dhoni, who leads, who knows that there will be good days and bad days in the game of cricket. And last year was a bad year for them because they really couldn't get off the ground at all. They were losing matches which they should have won. But when they've come here now, they've learned from what happened last time around. So despite the fact that in the first leg, they were maybe not as dominant, over here, having learned from the situation last year, they picked up the area that they needed to get better. And look at the way they've dominated the second half, which was played in the UAE.
4 titles now for MS Dhoni, 1 behind Rohit Sharma as the most successful captain we've seen in the IPL. How does he keep doing it, Haydos? Because you were playing under him for the first title.
Well, he has a very consistent off-field staff. The physio, the baggage handler, the fitness trainer, and of course the wonderful support, and Sonny's mentioned this right through the day, and I 100% agree. The support that this team has, not only here in Dubai, but in particular in Chennai, is phenomenal. So there's that much cricket pride and that much cricket in their blood that I think you're producing players, and some of them we didn't even see. Guys like Jagadeesan, for example, who's such a good player but doesn't get an opportunity to play here. There's a lot of players back in Tamil Nadu that are wanting to be a part of this side. And I think the consistency, Mr. Consistent as a leader, is something that's just every captain around the world aspires to. Not only does he have respect, but he has this fantastic ability to be able to hold true to players what they're good at. He doesn't ask the impossible. He just says, right, you're good at this, we'll make sure we exploit that in your game. And that's exactly what his team do in support of him.
And I love the fact that with Deepak Chahar, even though the game looked probably beyond reach for KKR, he still took it as a learning opportunity to just pull him aside and say, maybe that over we could have done things differently. But Robert Uthappa also spoke about sticking with the players, Moeen Ali as well, sticking with the guys. I could have been dropped a couple of games ago. The leadership of Dhoni, his legacy, Sonny, how impressive is it?
It is. It's very impressive because he's shown faith in the players. Look, you know the ability of the players, and you also know that in this game of cricket there will be days when some player doesn't do well. He might be a brilliant fielder, he might drop a couple of catches, misfield, and it could also be that as a batsman you might get out to full tosses, which otherwise you would put away 9 times out of